Pass Matt, so after a long time you finally finished up doing your record videos where you talk about your entire record collection, and because this is a conversation through time, despite the fact it may be boring, I want to go through some of the records I've bought in the last year. Anyway, kicking things off, we have Alt J's like triangle album. I can't remember what it's called, it just has a triangle on the spine. It might be self-titled, I don't know. I can't remember. I probably should have looked this up before starting the video. But anyway, nonetheless, this is a really good album. It's just one of those ones you can solidly listen to from like start to finish. It's very much sort of turn all the lights off, put on your headphones and just sort of listen to it and chill out music. But yeah, it's probably them at their most poppy. As like later releases, they've sort of gone a lot more sort of art rocky, a bit more sort of high concept, pretentious stuff. But yeah, generally this is just full of really good sort of like indie pop kind of tracks. But yeah, this was actually a present from my grandparents, and it's definitely sort of one of my favourite records, so I'm very glad to own it on vinyl. I also think it's pressed a cool like white vinyl. The audio probably went really bad for that. Then we have Arctic Monkeys, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not. This is just a great album, like a sort of noughties indie staple. I got it from Vinyl Me Please, like the vinyl subscription site thing. Not a sponsored video, but if you're watching Vinyl Me Please, hit me up. They're not, but if they're one of the 5 views this video probably gets. But yeah, it's a real cool record. I really like having it pressed to vinyl and like being able to listen to it in full. It's got like a cool little sticker on the sleeve with the band name. It also comes with a big old booklet full of like pictures and stuff and all the lyrics, which I'm glad it has the lyrics in actually, because the lyrics on this are very fun, very good. Like it's very cheeky, very sort of wordplay, a bit sort of like lad down the street just sort of throwing down some rhymes. But yeah, I look to Alex Turner a lot for like writing my own lyrics, so I'm real glad to like own his stuff on vinyl. And also, it's got a weird sort of like smoky vinyl look to it, because I think it's meant to sort of represent the smoke coming from the fella smoking the cigarette or something on the, I don't know. They described it better on the Vinyl Me Please site, but it's a real cool coloured vinyl. And then we have Courtney Barnett's new album, Tell Me How You Really Feel. I bought this myself and it is a real good release. It might be one of my favourites of her albums, of like her 2 albums and 2 EPs. This might be my favourite. It's probably just because it's like the most recently to be released, so like, I don't know, it's still like fresh in my mind. I'm still sort of hyped from it, but it's really good. And it comes on a really like cherry red sort of vinyl. It's very in your face. And also like check out the insides. It's just like, whoa, reflective. But yeah, as with most of Courtney's stuff, like this is real good. Like she's got a very sort of dry way of sort of singing her lyrics. They're very sort of mundane, but she communicates a lot through them. But like anyone that knows me knows I'm a little bit in love with her, and this is a good album. And then we have Fiddler's new album, which was weird. I pre-ordered this like when it was announced, because again, anyone that knows me knows I'm a big old Fiddler fan, and like it's very different to their other stuff. Like it's far more sort of produced, and I don't know, they're sort of trying to grow up a bit, I guess. Like they're strange. Like it's fun though. It's good, and there's a little coloured vinyl as well, because I did the old pre-order. But yeah, it's probably like my least favourite of their releases, but it's still like a pretty decent album. Like there's some great tracks on here. Like I really like Kick and The Good Times Are Over. Those are 2 of my faves. Then we have some really trippy artwork from Happiness with a Weird Little Birthday, which is like a really sort of chill, nice album. It's pretty cool. It's like a fairly standard album. Like it's just real good chill out music. When I used to work at CEX, but I used to go to the beach a lot when it was sunny, and I'd literally just have this album on my iPod and just repeat it while looking at the waves come in, and just sort of, it was so relaxing. Like if you're looking for some good chill out music, I thoroughly recommend this album. So A Weird Little Birthday by Happiness. It's very good, and it did indeed make me happy. Then we have something that I didn't actually buy. It just sort of got thrown in with one of the Vinyl Me Please releases that they sent out to me. I think I got lucky and they just sent me a random vinyl. But it's sort of a compilation of stuff by Little Sims, who's like this grime artist who I only really know, if I'm honest, from Gorillaz, because she featured on Garage Palace, like a sort of single they released a while ago. But her stuff's actually really good. I really like it. It's sort of it's got quite a sort of chill feel to it. It's almost jazzy, but she's sort of, you know, doing her verses over the top, and it's real good. It's kind of a compilation because there's 2 Little Sims tracks, and then there's like one by OTG featuring Little Sims, and then one by Tiller who features on a Little Sims track. So they're all sort of like related in the same bubble, but it's not like exclusively Little Sims. Yeah, it's really cool. I think this is like a promotion for like BMW or something, because there's like a BMW logo on the back. But it's a nice little vinyl to own, and I think, if I remember correctly, it was, yes, on gold vinyl. Considering I got it for free, I can't really complain. But yeah, then we have MF Doom, food. MF Doom's one of those rappers that I got into again because of Gorillaz. Like he has that feature on November Has Come, which is probably one of my favourite Gorillaz songs. But yeah, I just really like his style of vocal delivery. Like it's very sort of, again, quite deadpan, quite like, it's almost monotonous, but it's like, he just has a real good like way with lyrics and stuff, and it's really fun. But yeah, this whole album is sort of entirely based, as you can guess, around food. And like, there's loads of like little skits, and like everything's just based around the concept of food, and it's real cool. Yeah, this is a real nice vinyl I got from Vinyl We Please again. And yeah, I really like the artwork as well. Like it's just really cool. Like you got Doom there, but then the real Doom's in the corner, like reading his books. But yeah, I'm always wanting more hip hop in my collection, because like it's just really nice to listen to on vinyl, and like real relaxing. You can kind of listen to it as an event. And yeah, this is a real good addition. Then we have another Vinyl We Please one. We've got Moby's Play, which is a real good sort of electronic album, or like sort of sampling based album. I used to listen to this album a lot with my dad in his car. Like he was big into Moby. He has like all of his albums. This Play is by far, in my opinion, his best. And yeah, it's just really good. Like again, it's quite a good thing to have on vinyl, because you can just sort of put it on, relax, and let it sort of take you to where it may. It's a double heavyweight one, so it's got two vinyls, and both of them are weird blue colour, which is neat. And I think it also came with like some art cards with like vinyl of like a single releases. So like you got the single art for Why Does My Heart Feel So Bad and Natural Blues, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's an album that very much reminds me of car journeys with my dad, which I was always kind of fond of, because we never really talked much. He'd just sort of play lots of cool music, and I'd be like, this is cool, my musical horizons are expanding. I also remember analysing Why Does My Heart Feel So Bad for GCSE music, so nostalgia. Then we have another Vinyl We Please one. You're probably beginning to notice a pattern here, but it's Nina Simone Sings the Blues. So yeah, this is a real good rhythm and blues sort of soul album from the 60s, and it's just really nice to listen to. And I love reading the descriptions they put on the back of these records, because this is a sort of a reprint exactly of how it would have been in the 60s. So you've got all the liner notes and all these sort of notes from management and producing things, being like, buy this record, because obviously back in the day you couldn't really listen to it, you had to buy it to listen to it first. So there's sort of like this massive sort of essay on the back of just why you should listen to this album. But yeah, as with most of the other Vinyl We Pleases ones, it's a coloured vinyl, so it's on this really nice blue one, because it's the blues, and Nina Simone is singing them. There's also a really neat photo booklet of like her in the studio when she recorded the album. So like, I don't know, say you've got sort of her there, and like by the piano and stuff, and then it's got some lyrics and some, like, as I say, some liner notes from the producers and things. Like, it's just a real cool thing to own, and I'm very fond of this record. Like my Sinatra one from last year, like it's very good sort of easy listening sort of late night music. Now we have a bit of a controversial one up next. It's Disgraceland by the Orwells. Now, when I bought this, there was no controversy surrounding the Orwells. They were just one of my favourite bands, and this is a really good record. I even say in one of my old videos that I really want to own this record on vinyl. But recently, there was some pretty awful allegations against 3/5 of the band involving rape and stuff. It's really not good. Like, there's a pretty damning Google Docs, a Google document. So now I feel kind of weird about owning all this stuff. I really still enjoy their music, but it'll take a while, I think, to get used to listening to them again. You gotta. I mean, I do believe you can separate the artist from the art, but at the moment I'm still having trouble doing that. But yeah, weird one to own. I do really enjoy this album, but as I say, it'll take a while for me to listen to it again, I think. Queen, A Night at the Opera. This again was released through Vinyl We Please. I think they probably did it because of the whole Bohemian Rhapsody movie coming out. But like, it's still a good album, and I sort of jumped at the chance to own it on vinyl. It's real good. Like, you obviously have the big songs, like Bohemian Rhapsody, obviously. You're My Best Friend, a classic. But there's some real nice like other ones in there as well. And again, it's got a cool little coloured vinyl. It's all purple, which is neat. There's also like a sort of shiny inset on the writing. I don't know if you can make it out on camera, but yeah, it's pretty neat. I like it. Then we have Tom Rosenthal, Z-Sides. Now, I think the background behind this album is Tom literally had loads of fans saying like, oh, I love listening to your music while I'm going to sleep, it makes me so sleepy, which is sort of a compliment, but it's very relaxing generally, that's the idea. So he wrote an album entirely of just songs designed to be relaxing and just nice, and this is that album, and it's really good. He put the entire thing on YouTube, and I remember streaming it and being like, this is amazing, I must own this on vinyl. And yeah, it's real good. Like, he's got sort of a few originals and a couple like reworkings of his old songs. I think my favourite is like a like acoustic sad version of his song Watermelon, which is just him, which originally was just him shouting the word watermelon over and over again, and now it's just like a somber piano ballad. Then we have St. Vincent with Mass Seduction. This is probably my favourite St. Vincent album. She's a very talented guitarist and songwriter, and I just think she's real cool. This is a Vinyl Me Please like exclusive variant, so I think normally this background's completely red, but for them they sort of colour switched it to yellow, which is pretty neat. And also there's a big old butt, so that's good. But yeah, it's just a very good mix of sort of electronic and sort of guitar music, and it's very sort of glitchy and fun and weird. I think probably some of my favourite cuts of this album are the sort of slower songs, like there's one called Slow Disco, which I just really like, or like Dancing with the Ghost. I think that's what it was called. If I'm honest, I didn't really give this album a proper chance till I saw it on the Vinyl Me Please site, and thought, well, might as well give it a go, and I just fell in love with it, and it was really good. It's just a cracking album. I'm really looking forward to whatever St. Vincent puts out next. And also there's like a neat little booklet full of all the lyrics and stuff. But yeah, 10 out of 10 would rate. Also, blue vinyl. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear it, but that's my washing machine in the background. It wasn't making this noise at the start of the video, I'm pretty sure, but it started doing it halfway through. And I'm not professional enough to start this whole process again, so you're just gonna have to put up with it. Sorry. But yeah, then we have TV on the Radio, Return to Cookie Mountain. Now, the way that Vinyl Me Please works is that they do a record of the month, and if it's not your thing, you can opt to go for one of the old ones. And initially, I meant to opt for one of the old ones. Like, I saw this, was like, I don't know, I'll just go for something I know from like their back catalogue. But I forgot to do that, and I completely missed this sort of the time period in which they let you swap stuff. So I ended up getting sent this album, having never listened to it before. I had no idea about it whatsoever. And it was actually alright, it was actually pretty good. I came to really like this album. Like, I remember putting it on the turntable for the first time and being like, this is good. This wasn't a horrible mistake. Maybe they actually know what they're doing at Vinyl Me Please. But yeah, it's just like a really sort of nice, it's a very art rock album. It's very sort of like weird and sort of like spacey. I think it came with a little book, like a really tiny book, just of all the lyrics and stuff. And it's like a sort of double heavyweight vinyl, so it comes with two, and they're very, very thick, very chunky. And yeah, it's coloured, as are most if not all of the Vinyl Me Please releases. But yeah, I really like the opening track, I Was a Lover, because it's very, I don't know, it's the one that it kicked in and I was like, this is good, I like this, and it sort of became one of my favourite tracks of theirs. And also Wolf Like Me is like I think that's the big one from the album, that's the one that everyone knows, but it is a good track. Then we have Weezer's Blue album. This is like one of my favourite Weezer albums. It flips between this and Pinkerton for my favourite one, like it's real good. But I sort of got this around the same time I got my new record player, so I was just spinning this an awful lot when I first got it. But yeah, it's fairly standard sort of black vinyl, like it's heavyweight, so it plays really nice. And I think it comes with yeah, it's like a little inset of like the studio where they recorded it. But yeah, it's just a classic sort of 90s album really. It's very much more sort of pop orientated than what Pinkerton was. Like it's just a lot more fun, you know, it's a lot more sort of upbeat as opposed to I'm really sad no one likes me, which was pretty predominant on Pinkerton. And then we have the last and most recent addition to my collection, The Who's My Generation, which is one of my favourite albums of all time. Like, I freaked out about this album when I was about sort of 10, 11, like I just had it on repeat all the time. It was one of the first albums I bought on CD. And when I bought it on CD, I got a sort of deluxe version, where it's like the original album, then loads of extra singles from their career up to that point, and loads of like deluxe sort of like, I don't know, like instrumental versions and like demo versions and things like that. And somehow, when, I think this was from my grandparents again, or my mum, no, this was from my mum. Somehow, when my mum got it, she managed to get the version that I had on CD that I was like so in love with, that meant so much to me. Because this is the deluxe version of My Generation, so it has the original album, then almost exactly the same as the CD. It's got all the singles and like a couple of the sort of alternate mixes of the songs. Then to one up it even more, it's got all the original demos that Pete Townsend recorded in his bedroom, like for the album, which is insane. Like there's like versions of like My Generation and what else, like It's Not True, Illegal Matter, like they're all just like, there's no drums, it's just a dude in his room with a guitar like trying to lay down the foundations for these songs, and it's just like really interesting to listen to. But yeah, there's like 3 different LPs in this. So the first one's the regular album, second one's the bonus thing, third one's the demos. I've wanted this on vinyl for a long time. In fact, I wanted just the original album on vinyl, but my mum somehow managed to like actually find the version of the album that means so much to me, so thanks mum. But I think these demos had never been released prior to this pressing on vinyl, which is really cool. So yeah, they'd never been heard up to this point. But yeah, that's all of my vinyls that I've bought in the last year since making those videos. Hopefully this hasn't been too boring. I know that videos that are me just literally talking in a room about stuff I own isn't the most interesting viewing. It is filler, I'm well aware of that, but here we are. I just wanted to sort of complete the other side of the conversation, so it wasn't totally one-sided from past Matt. But anyway, I shall see you tomorrow past Matt, and you shall see me whenever I decide to make a gosh darn video.